with Miss Rosie here at the Scott County Public Library in Georgetown, Kentucky. I'm so glad you can join us today virtually, and don't forget, for any of our virtual programs, you can always check our website, www.scottpublib.org. Go to our Facebook page and check us out on YouTube. Make sure you follow us. So today, for Valentine's Day crafts that you can do with some stuff you probably have around the house, I'm going to go through a whole bunch of different crafts for different age levels, from beginner to a little bit more complex. And feel free to pick out one or two that you like and try them at home with the leftover stuff you have. Now, of course, everybody, we have that toilet roll. When you are done using it in the bathroom, save them for your craft projects. We're going to use those today. You'll also need some scissors, some tape, a stapler, a hole punch if you have one. If you have googly eyes, grab those, they're always handy. If you've got some popsicle sticks, we can always use them. It doesn't matter what size they are, grab those. If you've got some leftover pipe cleaners, even if they're already bent and twirly, that's okay. We can use up those as well. And of course, if you've got leftover pom-poms, we're going to do something fun with those as well today. In terms of glue, I love using my Aleene's tacky glue, but if you don't have tacky glue, good old Elmer's will do, but you may have to hold your parts together and let them dry a tad bit longer. Aleene's tacky glue dries a little bit quicker. All right, now, before you start, you may want to get a whole bunch of hearts. These were left over from a program from Valentine's Day from last year, so I just grabbed them out of a bag. I've got a whole bunch of hearts here, and if they're too big, I can always cut them down. And of course, finally, the glue stick. Now, we have one that will require some paint. So if you have a little bit of red paint, I've just put a tad of red paint in my bowl here to do our stamping bookmark. All right, so now that I've told you everything that we have out here, I'm just going to go over paper. We've got some cute leftover white paper that I folded in half to make cards. So if you're going to make some Valentine's Day cards, you'll need some of those. You'll need some colored paper in whatever colors you choose for your projects. It could be green, yellow, red, or pink. Now, there's one project I'm going to do that is baseball centric, and it requires some brown construction paper. So if you have brown construction paper, you will be making a brown catcher's mitt with a white ball in the center that says, "Hey Valentine, you're a great catch." All right. And of course, if you want to be a little bit funny as well, maybe even gender neutral, you can always draw a light bulb on a card and say, "Hey Valentine, you light up my life." So we've got some great projects to show you today, and I hope you enjoy. Don't forget, you can always stop the video and go back and learn some more. Here we go. Well, first of all, I had a whole bunch of these hearts, as I said before, right? So the easiest thing to do was to make a puffy heart wand. So if you have any littles that love their magic wands, this is for them. You're going to take two hearts, and here I did two different colors, and you're just going to put them together and very carefully staple around the outside, starting about halfway up the side of the heart. You want to leave the bottom part open so you can stuff 3 tissues inside of this heart. Maybe it only takes 2 for your heart. And then once the 2 or 3 tissues is stuffed in there, you can get your popsicle stick or a chopstick or a couple of straws and stick it in there. And you can either glue it shut, or if you have room to still staple a little bit, you can staple it a little bit more, and then use some glue to glue your stick in and give yourself a puffy heart-shaped magic wand. So that's cute for little kids, and they can put all sorts of stuff on. If you have feathers, you can glue feathers on it, glitter glue. Just make sure you let it dry before you start waving it around and hitting your siblings with it, right? You don't want to turn any siblings into toads. All right. Now, another fun thing to do with toilet rolls, apart from making all sorts of things with it, is to make a heart-shaped stamper. Now, I thought I would make some heart-shaped stampers to make bookmarks. I had these strips of paper left over from another project, And so I got a toilet roll and I bent it. Let me show you how to do that. Now, first of all, if your toilet roll has a little tab hanging off on it here, you do not want that to be the stamping part because that's going to show up when you stamp. You want to use the side that's a little bit better glued down. So don't use a roll that has these odd things. This can be where your hand goes. So the way I got my heart shape, and you can see on mine this one's broken, and that's a no-no, but I wanted to show it to you anyway. It's not a perfect heart, and here's the one when it's in paint. Here we go. But I've just bent the tube down the center, stapled it, and covered the staples with some tape because I didn't want little kids to hurt their fingers. So all I did was I found the section that was the squishiest on the roll. You know, sometimes there's that one section that's pre-bent, and I just worked it with my finger until it got bent more, and then I pushed it in and kind of got that heart-shaped shape. And then once you get a good heart-shaped shape, you can kind of mold it with your fingers a little bit. You can pinch the bottom to get that heart-shaped shape better. And then in the back, you're going to staple it. So here we go, staple it right there, since I like what it looks like right now. Once I get the staples in it, then I can adjust it a little bit more, and you can see this one's got a little tag sticking out of it too, but that's okay. So there is my heart-shaped tube, and literally I just push down, staple the end, and it's not going to be a perfect heart. If you're a perfectionist about it, it's not going to work out for you. So they're going to be a little wonky, but that's what makes them so adorable. And then you're going to dip them into paint and stamp them. So I covered my staples with tape so that I don't have my little ones scratch their fingers. But here's what I did. I just took my stamper, put it in some red paint, and then just rocked it back and forth to make sure I got all the edges onto the paper. Voila. So toilet roll, heart stamper, bookmark. Then you can go ahead and grab your hole punch and do a hole close to the top and put some yarn or some ribbon in, and once this dries, Valentine's Day bookmark for your friend or your family. So I like that one. That's a real fun project and super simple. Takes about 3 minutes with a stapler, a toilet tube, and some paint paper. Super simple. Now, if you are big on lots and lots of hearts, you can always do something like this where you layer all your hearts in different sizes and colors and add this to the front of a piece of paper as a big card. That's a fabulous, fun way to make a card to tell someone how special they are. All right. So for this one here, my light bulb card, I actually just found a bottle and laid it down and kind of traced around it with my pencil because I didn't want to draw something. I would not trace a light bulb because they're breakable, but maybe something like an Ale-8 bottle. And then you turn it upside down and just trim the bottom a little bit like this, and it looks like a light bulb, like one of those old-fashioned Edison bulbs. And instead of the filaments inside looking like tree branches, I drew them in the shape of a heart. So you can draw something very simple like this. You can even add some googly eyes to your guy. You could maybe make this, cut a heart out that you have, make it a little bit smaller and add that inside. So make a smaller heart to cover it with construction paper. Or you can just use crayons and markers and glue it on to a piece of paper to make a really cool card. So you've seen this card, you've seen this card, you've seen the bookmark with the toilet roll stamper, and you've seen the puffy heart magic wand. All right, so now we're going to do something a little bit different. Some of you guys like to make things that are movable, and I saw this craft, it's super cute. You cut out the shape of a big cloud. The cloud's about the size of my hand, and I put a hole in it, tied a string, and I left a long string at the bottom. And what I've done is I've put 2 holes in a heart, run the string through, and taped it so that when it hangs up against the wall, it can move, and you can even write on these hearts. So you can write, I love you, or you're my best friend, or best mom ever, best sister ever, best brother ever, best baby brother ever. And all I did was take my hole punch, put 2 holes not too close to the edge. You don't want them to go too close to the edge. You want them in at least a ½ inch from the edge so you don't pull them and rip them. And I just took my string and ran it through 1 hole. Oops, I missed. Here we go. And through the other hole. And you can add, depending on how long your string is, 2, 3, 4 hearts. Maybe there'll be a heart for each member of your family. So there you go. You've got your hanging hearts. You can add another heart here, and it would be like a cute little hanging ornament. All right? So that's a fun, easy craft. And all you need are some hearts and a cloud shape, and that's pretty easy to make. You can't mess that up too much. So pretty quick cloud craft. All right, now for the baseball craft. So I saw this, it was super cute. This is a baseball mitt shape, so if you're right-handed or left-handed. And basically, it kind of just looks like, I don't know, like almost like a basket shape. And then just the 4 knuckles, your 4 knuckles are carved out there with the scissors. And then your thumb. And then just this piece. Now I cut this out. You don't have to cut that out. That's the webbing in between the thumb and the index finger on a baseball mitt. You don't have to cut that out. All right. So this is the shape. And I just kind of drew it. It's not perfect and it's not a perfect baseball mitt. But you get your piece of white paper and you cut out a circle. I've got a circle, I copied the bottle of the eyes, and I'm gonna just cut out my circle. All right, and now, if you have some crayons or colored pencils, I'm gonna use pink, well maybe I'll use red on this one. I have a red, there we go. All right, you're gonna draw 2 curved lines on it, just like on a baseball. And then you're going to do the threading. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, baseball, right? So then all you'll need is a little bit of glue, and you can glue that into your catcher's mitt. You can glue it however you want. I thought that's pretty cool, right? Now if you want, you can actually add another heart behind it. You can add a smaller heart with it. Maybe you want to glue it in a heart on top of that, like this. That's really cute too. And so the sentiment on this one when I saw it online was, you're a real catch. So I thought that was super cute. And you may have some little hearts and things hanging around. I found this table scatter at home. It's a little heart-shaped table scatter from a Valentine's Day party, and you can even glue something like that on any of your cards, but they're super cute to quickly glue on to make something a little fancier. And you can write your own sentiments. So if you've got a baseball-loving friend, this is a super cute Valentine for them. All right. Now, you may have seen this thing. This is my 3D butterfly heart card. And it looks super cool when you open it, and you can write all over it, and you can even turn this into a butterfly pretty easily by adding some antenna if you want, okay? But this is not that hard to make, so I'm going to show you how to do it. If you just bear with me here, what's going to happen is you're going to need a piece of paper, just a regular piece of paper. So I've got this yellow here, right? You're going to fold it in half, and then in half again. And this is the shape that I cut out. You see that shape right there? Kind of looks like a baseball mitt a little bit, or a third of a butterfly, right? Butterfly wing. So what you need to remember is you need to keep your folds intact. So you want to have the open end of the paper on the top and the bottom and the side is where you're going to cut out the rounded shape. So what's going to happen is when you cut it out, it's going to open like this. See that? Then once you get it here, right, you need to do a little bending with your hands. And the reason you need to do a little bending is you want these two parts to fold in when you fold the card, not up so it sticks out, but to fold in. So in order to do that, right, you're going to push down this small heart and invert the fold. It's a lot of big words there, but it's not that hard. You're just going to do that, and once again on the other side, just going to fold it basically in the other direction in the middle and put these two sides together so that it looks like that. You're going to squeeze that fold that used to make the heart go up, go down. So now it folds in instead of up. Does that make sense? So it was folding the other direction, so this center folds here. I've folded them in so that they are making the heart. Okay? So once you've got those folded in, and it's going to take a little bit of work, then you can glue it to your piece of paper and turn it into hearts or butterfly or any kind of pop-up you want. So I had these leftover hearts, like I said, and they kind of fit in there. I just glued them in. So I will show you one more time. You're going to fold your paper in half and then in half again. Then you're going to take your scissors and cut that kind of mitten shape or partial butterfly wing shape out. And this is construction paper, so it's a little thicker, but that's okay. And you're going to get this shape. I made this one in yellow, so there you go, right? And so now you want these things here to fold in when you're folding. Now you may want to give a little crease between these two here. See that? And fold it in both directions, and that will crease that paper, loosen it up a little bit to make you be able to fold it in. So let's give it another little crease here. This will help you, it'll make it much easier. You go from your center line to where the wing meets the other wing. Give it a little push, turn it around, give it another little push. And so now you should be able to more easily push those center ones down and in. So it's going to take a couple of hands. You may need a big person, little ones, to get this folded the right way. But you're going to kind of force it in, give it a squeeze so that it folds in. See how my top one folds in, the bottom one folds out? So you just need to force this fold in the middle in the other direction. Take a little pushing and bending, but you will get it. And you know you've got it right if when you fold it together, it looks just like a plain heart again, right? But then when you open it, it pops open like that. So this is a really fun card to make. I love making anything pop up in 3D. Now, last but not least, if you have any puff balls around the house, and we always have a bunch of leftover ones from some crafts, you can do little ones, but I love these big fat ones. Take some fat ones and glue it to a heart. So now your little puff ball has feet. Isn't that cute? Then, if you've got your tacky glue and if you've got one of your wonky pipe cleaners, this is a perfect use for a wonky pipe cleaner. You're gonna take your wonky pipe cleaner and fold it up, even though it's a little funny looking, and you're gonna glue it right in the top of your puff ball. And do you know why you're doing that? Because you are giving your love bug some bug antenna. There you go. Isn't that cute? Now, if you have some googly eyes lying around, you know what comes next, right? We're gonna do one over here and one over here. And that's why I like this tacky glue. It takes a little bit less time to dry, and it's pretty sticky even on these puff balls. A little bit too much glue, but you know, that's okay. Remember, with gluing, a little dot will do ya, right? So Miss Rosie went a little overboard on the glue. But here is our little love bug. If you want to cut out teeny tiny hearts to glue to the end of his antenna, that would make him even super cute. You could even stick this on top of a card or surprise someone on their desk. It's a cute little love bug with a note. So super cute, super easy. Pipe cleaner, googly eyes, a puff ball, and a heart for this guy. So if you like that, that's super cute and super easy. And once again, here's my bookmark with the stamped hearts drying. So that's a super easy one. And that, remember, that's with the toilet roll that we folded. And if your toilet roll is a little bit higher on one end and shorter on the other end, you can always get your scissor and trim it down so that it's less bumpy. But I just left mine, I made sure I rolled it around really good. And once again, if you've got a sports fan, you like this baseball mitt, it's just a brown, kind of a lumpy basket. You can even use your hand and kind of trace the size of your hand and then just kind of round it out. Super easy, and the baseball's super easy to make. And of course, let's see, did I make everything? I think I've made everything. Your 3D hearts, which push in when you open it and close it with the card. And if you've got your wand, of course, and your hanging cloudmobile of hearts, and your multi-layer heart, and finally, you light up my life, and you guys do. Thank you so much for joining us today for some fun Valentine's Day crafts that you can do at home with your leftover stuff. Oh, I've got one more, I forgot. Remember all those leftover pieces from other projects that I've done? Well, guess what I did? I found a piece of paper, folded it in half, and glued them on, and I'm going to keep gluing them on. And once they're all glued on, turn it around and cut off everything that hangs over the edge. And it's a perfect stripy background. And then you can go ahead and cut out a small heart. Like this one's way too big, but let's make this a small heart. Ready? Here we go. Forgot about this one. This one's one of my favorite ways to reuse lots of little tiny scraps of paper. It makes it so much easier. So there's my little heart, and I'm going to glue it right here very quickly. And then you've got the cutest little heart card. You can take your marker and write, I love you. So there you go. Super easy way to use up just little scraps of paper I had around, and just makes a nice little background on a card. So I think that's everything now. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check out our website, www.scottpublic.org, and follow us on Facebook, and check out our YouTube channel. Our calendar of events is on our website. You can check out all sorts of programs for all ages, from babies through adult. We hope to see you sometime at the library. Have a great Valentine's Day, and thanks for joining us today. Take care.